When you see this, as I am pre-filming, I hope I am doing much better. So hello everyone. Welcome or welcome back to my very small place on the internet where I talk about my knitting life, my knitting adventures and the different projects I have with all of my knitting. My name is Isabelle. I am in France, in Normandy, and today it's going to be kind of a roundup of my yarn Nuba year 2024. I've been doing this for the third year now, and this project has evolved over the years as I started it in 2022 when I overbought for many different reasons. So I may do a small recaps for the people who have not been here previously or haven't followed the whole story. And I'm gonna see if I did follow my own guidelines and which kind of guidelines or rules I'm gonna set up for myself for the upcoming year. So if that is of any interest to you, please stay tuned. So first, let's start with what I am wearing. I am wearing two oldies but goodies. First, my Sotobosk shawl that I knit in 2021. I made it with Dererum Natura quartz, and the Sotobosk shawl is a pattern that is from the 52 Weeks of Shawls by Lane magazine. And I have to admit it's the only one I've made so far from this book, even though when I bought the book I said I want to knit all the things. Anyway, I may go back to that book, and I'm wearing it with my chunky fishbone sweater by Neringa Ruke. I knit this sweater in 2021, and I knit it with some Donegal yarn. It was labeled as Donegal yarn, but I know Donegal yarn in Ireland, you can have it from different places and stuff. I do not know. It was in a mill in the Pyrenees. And this mill was shut down a few years back because the owner retired and his daughter kept the mill so as a place you can visit. And she has a little yarn store. I'm not even sure this yarn store still exists as of today. And she was having some of this Donegal yarn that I really loved, and at first I did not really know what to do with this yarn, and then as the year went by, I found this pattern and I made it. I chose these two ones because today you can see it's very dark. It's raining, it's cold, it's 4 in the afternoon, not even, it's 4 in the afternoon, and it's a very gloomy day, very cold day. So these kind of knits are comforting me, are keeping me warm, are of colors that I like. So there you have it, oldies and goodies. So it was raining and my neighbors had stopped working in their yard. They are doing some kind of constructions. Not with big engines that make a lot of noise, but you may hear some kind of pounding noise. I'm not sure what they are doing right now. Anyway, I hope it won't be too disturbing and too loud in the recording. So how did my year go thus far? And I have to say, when I did look at all of the numbers, I was very surprised. Very surprised because I thought I was going to have spent much more than what I had spent last year. Okay, so if I look at my spreadsheet, I have several categories. First, I have patterns. I have books, magazines, and stuff like that. I have yarn. I have different objects, and that's all I have. So in my first category, patterns, I just bought one online pattern. It was the mohair gallant sweater that I bought for €7.80. Then I had several, I bought one book, which was the 52 Weeks of Accessories by Lane Publishing. You know, I've been buying only Lane Publishing magazines. And I bought the issue number 23 of Lane Publishing. And so those two books were €84.80. And then I bought several different little objects. All of that, some of them for me, some of them were presents and for other people. So all the little objects, I bought DPNs, I bought a shawl pin for myself, I bought stitch markers, row counters, stuff that I've sent. Anyway, I bought for €225 of 32 cents of different things for me and other people. And as far as yarn, I bought for myself and for other people €791.25. The grand total for all of that for all the year is €1,109.17, and that breaks down to €92.43 per month. I think that's okay. It's under €100 per month. I think that's okay. I don't set limits in euros to myself. I set limits in what I can buy and how I can buy it. And one of my main rules or one of my main concerns is to not impulse buy, to not buy to get that dopamine shot because I'm feeling bad for some other reasons. And I kind of treat my sadness or my feeling bad or because I've been hurt or I am tired by impulse buying yarn or patterns or books or other things. And if I look back at this year, as I've been doing this now for 3 years, and my guidelines and rules have evolved over the years now, I am certain that all of the expenses I've made for my craft, for me, for other people, for my knitting, have not been impulse buying. Even when I was at, the closest to impulse buying was when I was at Atelier Pure Laine. And when she was having a 10th anniversary this summer, she had vendors there. This is where I bought the shawl pin, this is where I bought stitch markers and other things, and some yarn also there. And these were expenses I had not planned, and expenses I did not look at the total on the day. And I never was in danger for those 3 years. Financially, because I never had to choose between am I buying food or am I buying what my cravings are making me buy. But I don't think it's really healthy to kind of try to solve some questions with impulse buying because you have this instant gratification when you buy something that comes here to fill a void or lower your stress or give you a happy boost. And it's not the way to be treating yourself when you feel a bit sad or something like that. Anyway, my project, the basis of my project is that. And I think except at this time, I did not make any impulse buying of any kind. So even when I was in Paris, when I was in Paris was a good example. I had said to myself, sock yarn and only sock yarn. No sweaters quantity, no nothing like that. Even though I went to two very beautiful yarn stores, L'Île Vessel and La Bien-Aimée, And then the same week, I went to the opening of a local yarn store that has French and Danish wool. I will attach the video, I think it's on this side. I will attach the video here. It's one of my previous videos. And even in these, at this time, I had said to myself, now that I am knitting socks, and I am, knitting socks from the leftovers from my sons, these are not my colors, this is not necessarily the quality I want to check or anything. So I had said, okay, L'Île Vessel and La Bien-Aimée, at the time when I was in Paris, I did not know the opening was going to be this Friday, the next Friday. I had said only sock yarn. I know maybe I was not the good customer for them, but I had said only sock yarn, and I did bring back only sock yarn. 3 main skeins for 3 pairs of socks, 1 skein for a contrasting color, and it was in Arweta. Arweta is very cheap, it's not very expensive, by Phil Colana. And 2 other skeins in blue that I can either use as contrasting colors for other socks or just make plain blue socks, because blue is more of my color. And when I went to the opening store, the LYS opening in Caen, I had the same state of mind, no sweaters quantity. And I only bought self-strapping yarn because I did not find any in La Bien-Aimée or L'Île Vessel's shops. So I bought some self-striping yarn that was not very expensive, and a contrasting color, also from Phil Colana, the Arweta from Phil Colana. So all of that, I really did not go out of my boundaries. I did not impulse bought, except when I was maybe this summer at a local. It was a very private 10th anniversary, and some of her friends were there, so were vending there. So I did buy also because they had traveled. One of them came from Belgium, another one from the Paris area, and the other ones, I guess, were from Normandy. So I did not. I said, okay, I'm going to buy something at every booth because they have been traveling from far away. Frédéric has invited them, and that's nice of me to buy something. The one expense that is not reported in my numbers here is the red mohair. I just had a conversation with Graziella, who is the owner of the mohair farm in Normandy, where I ordering the red mohair from. I've met her and we've talked and everything. She can't have it before the very end of December and most probably the beginning of January. So we'll see whenever she receives it and whenever I make the expense. But I have mohair that is going to be added either on my 2024 expense or the first expense from 2025. But anyway, as far as expenses, I have been managing what I've been doing quite well. Have I got to address all of the questions that make me impulse buy and try to fill the void with, buying stuff and spending money? No. Honestly, no. But at least I have been able to manage what I have been buying and not impulse buy. Of course, being 3 months, for a whole month in the hospital, then another month where I could barely move around and drive my car and stuff like that has helped me a lot. And as one of my rules is not to buy yarn online, this helped me also a lot. So now that I have a LYS, I'm gonna, treat the LYS as if it was an online store. I don't want and no impulse buy. I may go there to buy yarn that they carry and that I would be buying otherwise in the same context as I had set up for myself last year, that is to complete a project or for some other people, maybe. Or maybe because I've seen a pattern and I don't have yarn in my stash and I think it would match better. For example, the red Nutiden. I don't have red mohair to knit with it and I want to knit it with mohair. So I need to make that expense. So, in that kind of situation, I may go to my LYS and buy yarn there. But only in that kind of situation. Not going to the store and seeing, this one is very beautiful. And this de Rerum Natura, I want to buy that one in that color because I love it. She has Knitting for Olive that just arrived a couple days ago. She's, informed everyone on Instagram and on all the social networks. I have never been knitting with Knitting for Olive. I want to be knitting with Knitting for Olive. Maybe I need to make a special spot on my rules for next year to be able to buy some Knitting for Olive, but maybe not for a sweater quantity, maybe for a hat or for mittens or for a shawl or something like that. Because my tendency is to buy for sweaters quantity and even more than what I need because I don't like to play yarn chicken and do something else with the leftovers. But, I have, I don't know, maybe 20 sweaters quantity in my stash. So I will apply to this LYS, this new LYS in my city, the same rules that apply to all the other online stores. Of course, as I can buy in person, it was easy to limit myself to buying in person because I did not have any store next to me. So I need to adjust that. And I will do the same as I do for the other online store. No impulse buying only for a project, a specific project, when I am ready to cast on. As for the patterns, as for the online patterns, it works very well for me, you see. And also, maybe some complement to something I have in my stash and I want to make this pattern and I need that yarn and they carry it. Why not? But no impulse buying, no going there and saying, that knitting for Olive I want in blue and in grey and in sweaters quantity. So as I was saying, as far as yarn, I have fulfilled all of my rules that I will continue to allow myself to buy yarn in person only. Now with the particular case, I have a local yarn store next to me, and buy yarn for presents, I keep that. Buy yarn for a project with stashed yarn, I will keep that. Replacement items, needles and stuff like that. Now that I have almost everything that I need, maybe I would want some other DPNs or other kind of needles or things like this, but I don't need to make a big expense any longer because I have mostly everything that I need. Maybe a drop spindle. I've talked about that not so long ago in another video because in the local yarn store they had spindles. I'm still having that in the back of my mind I've been thinking about that for several years now, over a year now. And so maybe a drop spindle, maybe that could be a reward for myself because I fulfilled my yarn no buy year this year, but I haven't done enough research. I need to educate myself on that, and I'll see if I do that or not, and I maybe not buy myself anything because I fulfilled what I was wanting to be doing this year as far as this project. And there is no real thing I want to be buying myself. So we'll see. Maybe something will come up between the moment I'm filming and the moment you see this video as I am pre-filming. Patterns. That works very well. I buy patterns, online patterns, only when I'm ready to cast them on. Perfect. And I have a bundle in Ravelry where I manage and I put all of my all of the patterns I want to buy And from time to time, I go through these patterns, and from time to time, I weed them out and I add some. And after a month or 2 months or 6 months, I'm thinking, why did I put that pattern here? Because previously I would have bought it on the spot. And now I'm thinking, why am I putting that pattern in that bundle? I don't want maybe not to make it any longer, so I take it out of the bundle. So we're gonna have a look at what the bundle is right now. This is the top of my WantToMake 2024 bundle, and so these are the last patterns that I've added. I think we stopped somewhere around herbivore last time, because I don't think I had added the pressed flower bandana. The pressed flower kerchief, by Amy Christophers is a free pattern. I think this is why I placed it here, because I've been wanting to make that pattern for a very long time. Not the pressed flowers kerchief itself, but the pressed flowers series. She has a shawl, she has a sweater, socks, cardigan and stuff like that. She has a whole series on the pressed flowers, and this one is free, and it was part of the Pom Pom and Hobbit collaboration. So this is an easy way for me and for you maybe to be able to test what the pattern is and which yarn and etc. And Tanila is also from Pom Pom and Hobbit collaboration. It's a hobby collaboration. It's a cardigan, and I think what I like very much is that type of lace on the cardigan. What I'm seeing now, I placed it in the bundle as soon as I saw it. What I see now, it's very cropped. Will I do that? Will I like that? Not sure. Will this cardigan be as lovely as it is here on a longer version? I'm not sure. So this one is borderline. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. The soft focus hat, I don't even remember why. Okay. So why is that? I reloaded my page. I refreshed the web page because I had weeded out some of the patterns, and I was thinking this one I did not think was there any longer. Okay, so next, so it's a bit different from what you've been just seeing before. The Selene sweater, the Selene and the Super Selene by Anne Wenzel. Both of these color work, I really like and I really want to be making. I have yarn in my stash, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to be choosing, if I'm going to be making the regular or the super, bulkier one. But I love very much both of these color work, the way it looks on the sweaters, and I'm going to keep that. I have 2 socks. I may be talking about the 2 socks right now. The first one is Bear Mountain by Megan Nodeker. It's a page 4 pattern, and I think I got it for free with some kind of a code or something like that. And I'm kind of tempted to be making these socks with one of the La Bien-Aimée yarn. So, either this one, the tonal blue one, either this one or the ones from Nadia Crétin-Le Chêne. It's Aurel, and also this one have some kind of lace work. And with the tonal blue yarn, I want to be making that kind of socks. Which one, I'm not sure, but I am almost fairly sure it's going to be one of these 2 ones, as both are in my library. And the 2 next one are 2 sweaters. Caroline by Eri Shimizu, just because I don't know. No, it's not in my library, but please just spend 1 minute to look at that Japanese type of lace, all over lace, on the sleeves, on the body. I do you know, a little balloon sleeve. I love, love, love that type of look. Would that fit me? Because she has a very skinny body. Would that fit me? I don't know. Do I want to knit one? Yes, I do. And with that kind of cables. So this one is staying, and so is the other one, that is Joe. When I saw people talking about Joe, I said, okay, I want to make it. So it's by Sophie Ochera, and it's an all over color work. I don't think it's a very difficult color work, but a yoke sweater, but you know I don't like but, and both sleeves are different, so that makes it easy. You don't have to manage what the color work is on the body and what the color work is on the sleeves and what the color work look like on both sleeves. Of course you can make that match if you want to, and I like very much the kind of mismatch, and I do have yarn for that, and I very much like that all over look. It's, some people have made like circus kind of colors and more subdued. I guess I would make that with the more subdued color work. But anyway, this is my WantToMake 2024 Ravelry bundle. You see I have other socks here. Droid socks, I think there is lace over there. The fibrous ones, because I'm not sure I recall which one had a heel I wanted to test. Anyway, the Cura socks, I like them very much, and I think I can do that also with the yarn I have. So this is my Want to Buy 2024 bundle. All of these patterns, I may do them at some point, I may not, but at least they are here. They are not at the bottom of my Ravelry library or Ravelry favorites, and I haven't spent the money at all on any of those, and if I do want to buy one of them, I will once I'm ready to cast on. Okay, after my patterns, the books. I had said I was going to be allowing myself to buy 5 books this year. I haven't bought 5 books, and whenever I was craving to buy a book, if I did not buy it, I don't remember it, because I bought the ones that I really, really wanted. And the last issue of Len magazine, which is number 23, I think I love, I've already said that, every pattern into it, and I'm very, very happy that I bought it. So maybe 5 is, I will keep 5 because I love books. I love to browse through them. I love to daydream with them. I love to have ideas from them. So I will keep 5 books. I think that's going to be okay. And my reward. So now, okay, and I've already talked about my reward. Okay, so now one new rule or guideline for myself. I want to get to my stash. You know, I've said many times, yarn is a sneaky beast that finds its way to me. Either people buy yarn for me or whatever. And I want to get to my stash because I have beautiful yarn in my stash that is just waiting for me to cast it on. And it's kind of starting to call my name from my, sometimes I go through my drawers and through my shelves where I have bags and stuff like that, and I go through it and I said, oh yes, there's that, there's that. So I'm going to set up one new rule for myself, or one new guideline. I'm not sure if it's going to be every other cast on, or maybe every other 2 cast on. I'm not sure, because maybe every other cast on is a bit too much. I don't know. I will see how it goes as the year comes along. But for now, I'm saying every other cast on has to be from yarn that has been from in my stash before 2025, let's say, because if I make it before 2024, you know, I want to be using the Nutiden, the red Nutiden, and I want to be using the mohair. I want this to be a very quick cast on once the mohair is here, because it's winter time and it's kind of this color. I've been craving for this color, so I want to be casting it on, you know, as soon as I can. So maybe I need in 2025 at least every other cast on will be with yarn from my stash before 2025. And I will see how this evolves. Maybe I need to make it every other one. And maybe it's too easy for me to go to the 2024, the yarn that came to me in 2024. So maybe I will adjust that and make it before 2023 and 2023 included. So we'll see. But at least for now, every other cast on has to be from yarn from my stash. And I do that only for yarn. I'm not saying that every other cast on has to be with a pattern that I already own or a book I already own. No. If I want to buy a pattern to use yarn from my stash, I will. If I do use yarn from my stash and the pattern that I bought 3 years ago, perfect. You know, I am going to be liable in front of you saying that my next shawl, I want it to be either Mar or Lunae with the holes gone yarn that I got 3 years ago, the one that threw me, you know, in my yarn no by year. My next shawl has to be either Mar or Lunae, most probably Lunae. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet. But, you know, I'm setting up that rule so that I can get to my stash, because I have beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn there, and I want to get there. I want to get to it. And last year I had said that already. I want to get to knitting my beautiful yarn. But you know, I kind of let myself go into the new, so not necessarily the new yarn that just arrived in the store and new colorways and stuff like that, new qualities and stuff like that. No. But the new yarn that has just came to me and I want to cast it on and right now and everything. No. Every other one, and if it is not practical, every 3 cast-ons has to be with yarn from my stash. From my stash from 2024, and I may be, you know, changing that to yarn from 2023 and before. We'll see how this evolves. I think, you know, I think this Yarn by Year project has inspired some of you, and it has inspired me too, because it forces us to be creative. It forces us to go back to our stash. Why did we get that yarn? Which pattern did we have in mind? And why we did not cast it on? So it forces us to be creative, and it forces us also to fulfill the first thing about this project is not buy stuff and use what we have. So I hope this will also inspire you, and I hope this will also have you think about your own knitting habits, your own buying habits, so that we can be more conscious about what we are doing. Anyway, I guess that's where I am right now, and I will wrap it up because I need to be recording at least 1 or maybe 2 other videos, and it's past 5, so I've been there for over an hour, and I have a couple other videos I want to be filming. So I guess I had said I'm not gonna change, but I don't think it's gonna be nice for you if you see me 3 times in a row with the same outfit. So I guess I'm gonna be changing. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope this video did entertain you. I hope I will be able to record 2 other ones because my rib cage, I mean, believe me, please believe me, rib cage pain is no joke. You can't breathe, you can't move, you can sit down, you can get up, you can dress, you can undress. Anyway, I hope that this little video did bring you joy and happiness in between all of the festivities of the end of the year. I don't know when this video is gonna be up. I hope you will have or you had a very nice Christmas time or a very, very nice New Year's Eve time or both of them, and a very nice end of the year festivities that you've seen people you love, that you've been with people that you've loved. I'm pre-filming because my sons are going to be here. I'm going to be going to see my brother and sister-in-law and my mother. So I don't want to have filming or editing and stuff like that in my mind when I'm doing this. So yes, I thank you a lot for being here with me. I thank you a lot for bringing me joy and happiness in your comments. I just gonna say, I usually end up with, some positive thinking for you. I'm just going to say that for this whole year, I thank you a lot for all of your comments, all of your recommendations, all of your kind words, all of your kind thoughts, and all of that has been with me for the whole year, and I do hope I will see you next year. Okay, this is just a couple hours later for me, but I changed my outfit because I'm pre-filming. It's all dark outside, you're gonna see that. I decided that this is going to be the first video that you are going to be seeing this year. So I forgot to say, and at the same time I was not sure where I was going to be, uploading this video and making this video live on YouTube. So this one is going to be the first video of the year. So I wish you a very happy New Year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I really do hope that Sotobosk shawl that I knit in and I did not add the last Len publication that I bought, so I'm gonna be adding that right now. $29.90. So I'm going to do all of that over again with the numbers. Make a big investment. I don't need to make a big expense any longer because I